Alright, hi everyone, this is Kandace Kyan, and today I am going to talk about 7 red flags that you are surrounded by a narcissist. So, hello everyone. So, narcissism has been like a really, big hot topic, but it's been around for quite some time. Narcissism. It's just, everybody's starting to awaken, to all this negativity that's surrounding us, all this bad mojo, and people are starting to just open their eyes a little bit more and realize, there's something that's in the air, something's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and share 7 red flags that you're enmeshed with either narcissist or narcissism. It could be anywhere, workplace, friends, family. Um, you got to get used to, how can I put it like this? So, with narcissism, like I mentioned, it's always been around. So, it's just been, other words such as haters, Jezebel, energy vampire, same thing. So, you pretty much get the picture. But I want to share these red flags with you guys because I feel like it's important that you don't want to let, narcissists get to you because they enjoy seeing you in pain and they enjoy, seeing just your world crumble, especially if you're trying to attain a certain, status or success, or you want to, change things around in your life. They're going to be the first ones to be like the negative Nancy saying, you can't do that, you can't do this. You want to make sure you stay level headed. You got to learn just how to play chess, not checkers with them. Just learn how to play their game. Okay, so that's why I'm going to share these red flags with you. So you got to remember to also, like in the art of war, you want to keep your friends close, enemies closer. Enemies, same thing. Narcissists, same exact thing. Okay. So the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. So you never want to show your hand. Um, these tips are gonna come in handy. Like I said, if you start noticing people starting to move different around you, trying to bring you down, um, just make sure you stay focused and your main job is to stay on the path, okay? So the first sign is they throw shade at you or take jabs. So you ever notice that you can be like living your best life, doing you, and all of a sudden you got a friend or you thought this person was your friend or a family member that starts taking shots at you. Like you're just minding your own business. You're not even worried about them. That's like another sign that you're either doing something right, because like they said, if you don't have haters you ain't doing something right. But it really hurts when it's a family member especially, but you'll be minding your own business and they just come at you. It just doesn't make any sense. But when you start realizing you're starting to grow, out of that mold or that position or title that they gave you since, childhood, they start to have a problem with it, because you got to remember your family is always going to look at you like, that little girl, that little boy that couldn't obtain anything, that, peed in the bed, whatever the case is, they're never going to see you as someone successful. So when they do start seeing you change, then they want to start throwing jabs to try to bring you back down. Okay, so they make any slight comments, like let's say they say, "Oh wow, looks like you're getting bigger. That dress didn't used to fit you like that." That's a supreme shot. Like your natural inclination or reaction is to, fight the, fight or flight. But that's what they want. So you don't give them what they want. You give them the opposite. So you can say something like, "Oh, really? I never noticed that. But, thanks for sharing." Like, soon as you flip the script on them, they're not going to know how to react. They're going to be like, wait a minute. In their head, they're going to be like, but that wasn't a compliment. Like, did I say it wrong? Or whatever the case is. So you're going to, throw them for a loop. So that's another way you can keep your head in the game. usually they're expecting you to, curse them out or take jabs back at them. But like that saying says, you don't want to lie down with pigs, because pigs like to get dirty. It's just going to keep going on and on and on, especially if you are the type of person that does not like to fight or argue. At the end of the day, before I do make that, let's say, inclination to get in an argument with someone, like I start to analyze, is it worth it? Like, what do I gain from it? If I argue with this person and we go back and forth, really, what am I going to get from it? And most likely it's not going to be anything, just headache, pain, frustration. It's not worth it. But yeah, so just flip it, and then they're gonna start pulling away, because like attracts like. So if you're not responding to them the way they want you to, they're gonna start leaving you alone. Okay, so sign number 2, they compete with you. Okay, so healthy competition is good. So if you got a friend that's always rooting for you, like, yeah, you did okay on this, but I feel next time, you can do better. I know, and I see your potential. You're, destined for great things, like things of that nature. That's somebody that's uplifting you, or they're trying to show you, hey, there's better for you, or you can do better. So that's a good sign. But a narcissist, if you notice that everything you do, they want to try to outdo you. Like, anything you can do, I can do better. Like, when you really sit back and think, like, that person literally has a mental issue. Like, we only have like a short time spent on this planet. For you to waste energy to try to battle with somebody over competition, like, what do you gain out of that? And that's how you know how simple minded they are, and you don't even want to try to play or go down to their level, because for what? Because then you'll be on their level and stuck, but that's their whole goal. But you just really think about that. Somebody who tries to compete, do the same thing as you, change their hairstyle as you, like, they literally have no identity. They're just a walking like clone or zombie, like just feeding off of others like a leech. So they're just parasites, and that's actually, when you think about it, it's really sad. Like, how is this person? You know what I mean? Like, you have no identity where you want to create your own hairstyle, your own outfit, or travel on your own and go to a different place. Why do you have to go travel and do the things that I want to do? And don't get me wrong, it can be inspiration, or you're inspiring others, but when you notice it's a pattern, like every single thing you do, like that movie Single White Female, she moved that lady in, she played her, saying that she was a supreme narcissist, and she played on her emotions. That's another thing they do. On your weakest moment, they'll try to gain some type of position in your life, and then they work their way up. And she tried to shatter, that lady that was her so-called friend or roommate, and then in the end she broke her down just to try to build herself up to look like her. She got a new hairstyle that looked like her, started dressing like her, and then at the end she tried to kill her. Like, literally, it's like that. Like, that person wants to be you so bad that they don't want you in the picture. So if somebody's going to the extreme to try to be you, like, completely, like, that means that's a big red sign, or big red flag. You don't want it to get to the extent where you're having to call the police, or this person's, you know what I mean, trying to remove you from this planet just so they can be you. Now, I know that's a little extreme, but with the stuff that's going on now, really, it's not that far-fetched. Okay, so third sign is they talk about you when they are in large groups. So I don't know if you ever had a friend or someone you thought was your friend, and they seem real cool, right? Until they got around a group of their friends, and then all of a sudden they started talking about you. Like, everything was fine. You guys were cool, vibing. And then soon as they're like, you're at an event and you're with a bunch of their friends, they start talking about you like, oh, look at her shoes, oh, look at that. Like, that's someone who's very insecure. Not only are they insecure, they're a snake. So 5 minutes ago you was playing like everything was cool, and I was just the best thing ever. And then all of a sudden you wanted to show out. It's just like Mean Girls, just like high school all over again. Like literally, I think those are some of the first narcissists that you'll ever experience. Bullies, because that's what they truly are. They're not happy with themselves, so they got to bring you down. But yeah, so if you notice that like your person's trying to belittle you, what they're trying to do is bring you down once again to their level, and then bring themselves up. For some reason, they feel better about talking about you and bringing themselves up when they're around their so-called other friends. So you don't want to be around people like that. Just imagine though, like, if that particular person is doing that in your face, imagine what they can do behind your back. Like, that's when it gets like really real. Like, you don't want to be stuck in a situation like that. Okay, so the fourth sign, silent treatment. So I know with the silent treatment, that's like one of their deadliest weapons. I've experienced that, like, even in childhood. But what's crazy, like, narcissists, they act like 3-year-olds, like toddlers. And when they don't get their way, they'll pout, stomp their feet, they'll frown, and it's all just to get attention. So you can come over and say, hey, is everything okay? Did you need anything? Like, I'm sorry, but that's like a toddler, a child. You're a grown adult. You don't need to stomp your feet and, create a scene just for somebody to acknowledge you. That's how insecure these people are. Okay? But yeah, if you try to, let's say you try to have a conversation with them about something that's bugging you, that, is a serious issue, they're not capable or competent when it comes to having like a serious conversation. Any type of serious conversation, they'll shut you down immediately, and they'll make it about them, or they'll flip the script, or they'll try to gaslight you and talk about something else. But they're not capable of admitting any type of blame or fault. Okay? So what they'll do is, if they're not getting their way and they see that you keep pressing the issue, they'll go silent treatment on you. They'll either get up and leave, or they will try to, not talk to you for weeks, months at a time. And it's all a play just to get you to respond back to them and say, hey, what's going on? Did I do anything wrong? What's going on? And what happens is, they're trying to, you know, exert their authority, and they're trying to control you. So you don't want to fall into that. Um, when they act like this, you just fall back and mirror them. So if they want to act like a 3-year-old, cool. Just, step back, let them do them. And if they, a lot of them will literally, like, it's kind of like a standoff. Like, they won't call you until you call them first. Like, and I'm sorry, but there's something mentally ill. Like, you need mental help if you would go just never talking to someone just because they didn't fold and call you first type deal. Like, that's very juvenile. There's a lot of adults, I've even experienced adults that act like this. And so they give you, silent treatment, give it to them right back. It wasn't worth it, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So it's not worth it. So if they never call you back, just count that as a blessing that that person was, never supposed to be in your life. So, yep, move on to the next. All right, sign number 5, they never celebrate your win. So, literally, they can win all day, get compliments all day, get showered with attention, presence all day, and everything's fine, right? It's an issue all of a sudden when you start getting that type of shine, or people are celebrating you, or you're getting wins. They get upset when it's not about them. Okay, everything always has to be about them, and I mean like 100% of the time. Let's say you can have a friend who you know for 10 years, and everything's always been about them, but as soon as you start to say, you know what, no, today's my day, this is my birthday, I'm gonna shine, they're gonna have a problem with it. It's okay, when it's their birthday though, for everyone to shower them with attention, joy. But it's an issue when you do it. Okay, they have some type of vendetta like against you, and or they probably know like it's of course it's jealousy, but jealousy is love and hate at the same time. It's like they love to hate you. Like there's something about you, that's why they have you around, but they despise you. And a lot of times people will just have you around just so they can know how you're doing in life. They don't care for you at all, but they just want to check up on you to see if you're doing better than them. And that's really sad. You don't want to even be around people like that. If you have friends like that, start looking for new friends. But sometimes, even if they see you're getting too many wins, or if it's not about them, they'll even lash out at you or start taking shots at you again. Like, don't put up with that. Steer clear of people like that. Okay, which brings me to the sixth sign, is they're only around when you're down. Okay, so if you notice, like, your so-called friend, that they're only around when you're down, but when you win, they're nowhere to be found, that's not your friend. Okay, so please find some new friends ASAP. I remember I had a so-called friend like that. Every time something bad was going on in my life, and usually girlfriends are supposed to be there to pick you up, but I would vent to her, and she would actually stay on the phone for hours. But now that I look back, it was just silence on the phone, so who knows, she could have muted me while she was doing other things. But my point is, when I had a win, she was nowhere to be found. There was no calls being made, talking about my wins and what's going on. But like I said, when it came to her and her wins, she'll, beat you over the head with it, like, for a whole month and throw it in your face. But if you have a win, nowhere to be found. But if something negative was happening, oh, she was always there. And these people, like, they love when you're going through turmoil, misery, pain. Get these people away from you. So if you feel like you're stuck and you're not moving in life, or things aren't going your way, I guarantee one of the clear indicators of why you're still stuck and why you're not going anywhere is these people are keeping you stuck. It's that crabs in a barrel mentality. They don't want to see you move any, higher than them or excel, and they know you're capable of that. So this is why they kind of monitor you to make sure, like, you're doing bad and you're not doing better than them. But that's, like I said, that's very twisted and demented if somebody gets off on, you having a horrible time or things not going your way. It's just really, crazy. But yeah, don't put up with people like this. Another thing is too, I know when I got hung up on that type of friendship, I didn't want to let go because by nature I'm very loyal. So I've known this person for years and years and years, like a very long time. So I felt like, oh my God, I invested so much time and energy into this person. I can't just let them go. Like, maybe it's just, she's just going through this, and no. So the longer I stayed, the longer I started to see, yeah, this is not it. And then when I decided to, you know what, it's not about you anymore, I'm gonna do me, then it was an issue. So yeah, definitely, try to switch it up and, start bringing more positive people into your circle. Okay, and the last sign is, and we kind of already briefly kind of went on about this, but it, everything has to be about them. It can never be about you. um I remember the old me didn't mind playing like the backseat for my friends because I actually didn't like the spotlight. And as I started clearing out a lot of junk like childhood issues, trauma, and all that, I realized that I was groomed to be like that, to people please or put people in front of me or ahead of me, and just sit back and say, oh, my time will come, or you know what, it's all about them. I don't mind. And since I was groomed like that, I didn't think anything of it. But when I started to step into my purpose and started getting guided towards, my path where I'm supposed to go, then I was like, okay, I need to start using my power and stepping into it. Because a narcissist, what they're just doing is leeching off of your power. They know, they can sense the light in you before you can sense it. So what they're doing is just draining the life source out of you, since you're not tapping into your own life source. um it's just, because everything is everything. But yeah, when I decided, yeah, no more, I'm gonna go ahead and do what I came here to do. And then soon as that happened, all hell broke loose. Because I noticed that I've conditioned these so-called friends to, be in the spotlight all the time and be around them. I didn't mind. But you would think if these people are your so-called friends, they wouldn't mind if, like, you've been, let's say, years in the spotlight, and all of a sudden I just want one little fragment of the light. There's an issue. So yeah, you want to make sure you get rid of people like this, anyone who tries to take advantage of you, especially if you are positive or you have a radiant light about you. You're going to attract people like this, to you. Okay. So if you are like me, or you did have, or you do realize that you have some childhood issues that you need to clear up, or any issues from the past that are still lingering, you need to start clearing that out in order to excel. Okay. So, well, that's all my time. I hope these signs help you and to help you elevate, so you're not dealing with, these energy vampires and narcissists out there, and you are being present and, harnessing your own power and your own energy and using it for your true potential. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.